special game tomorrow, so I got some special shooting shirts made up. But tomorrow is the extra chromosome, extra awareness of Down syndrome.
All right, welcome to Nation and Extra. This is your host, Kirk DeMars, and we've got a program for you tonight. This one's going to be fun. You guys are going to have to chime whenever you can as far as comments, make any comments, ask questions. Do that. We want you to be involved in the interview too. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring the man, my co-host and son-in-law from the beautiful other side of the mountains, Montrose, Colorado. Jay, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Dad? Oh, man, the video fired me up. Oh, I am ready. That was some.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Oh, that was good. And just because you did such an eloquent editing that, it's because of who was in it. So, man, holy Coach Moseley, do we have it tonight? We've got Lincoln University's Director of Athletics and the head men's basketball Moseley with us tonight. We've had him on our show before, and if you did not get a chance to watch that, go to our page and check his interview. He is one awesome man. But John Moseley, the main event night show, no. That belongs to his manager, Blue Tigers basketball team, Elijah Mayfield. I've had the honor and privilege to know Elijah since he was just a wee little lad. And I tell you what, like so many people who meet Elijah, they can attest this kid leaves a mark. His spirit will shine so bright that he just can't help but bring you joy, happiness. He exudes it. Elijah works at the state capitol, and he's had the privilege of knowing many of the governors and senators' years. He's also Sports Magazine's official Manager of the Year. And his article was in the March-April issue, so be sure to check that out. If you look at him curled up right there, he's also been on a sports team, whether it was football, baseball, for a skater. He actually earned 7 sport letters, and he managed all teams for Helias High School, where he graduated in 2014. I could go in about all of the awesome achievements of Elijah Field, but I'd rather just bring him on the show and get it going. So, Dad, let's get Coach Moseley of Mayfield and his dad, Todd Mayfield, on the show. Let's go.
All right. How about that for an intro, guys?
Woo!
Wow. It's so cool.
Yeah. Hey, glad to have you guys on.
Dude, I'm just to match you, Elijah. I'm just trying to match you. I know that's what Coach Moseley do. We got to match Elijah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your mother-in-law just said that Jay is pumped, and I believe it.
Absolutely, I am. Absolutely.
All right. Hey, we got a lot.
So, Elijah,
go ahead.
You got a lot of comments coming in. Elijah, it's all about you, baby.
Hi, baby.
What was it like named Manager of your Sports Locker Magazine's March issue?
This is so awesome for me. My very good friend Russ Smith, who got the manager of there. It means a lot to me, to my family, to my dad, of course. It's so cool to be a part of this, and I just want to say thank you.
It's always great to have you. You always come on our program Monday nights, and you make comments and you ask questions, and we love that, Elijah. So we want to make sure that everybody that's watching, you guys ask questions. But one question that I have to ask Coach Lee, and it was in Elijah, it was in your article. He made a comment about one of the things that he enjoys the most is watching you eat 10 chicken McNuggets and a vanilla milkshake after a Blue Tiger road win. Coach, about that.
Well, it's Elijah. My first trip ever. We take him to Yum. It's a disappointing loss for us, and we get back in the car. Elijah rides with me to the games. That assistant was driving back, and first thing Elijah did was call his dad. And I heard Todd ask him how he was doing, bud, and he said, "I'm hungry." And he was disappointed when we went to Orangeburg McDonald's, but by the time we got to Sedalia, we got him his plain chicken, no vanilla shake. And, man, that was the start of something fun for us. We've been back from games. I remember the night that the kid from shot to beat UNC just a couple years ago at the buzzer. He only got 4 nuggets, and man, he was ready to call governor and see if he couldn't shut that McDonald's because we were on the highway and he didn't get 10 of his nuggets, and he was not a happy camper that night. So we love having him. He's such a joy, and the nugget one part of his, and certainly I've gotten to know him very well, and it's truly been an honor.
Great. Well, we know he thinks a lot of you too. Into that here in just a little bit, but I just had to find out about the McNuggets. I really needed to know about it. So now we know the rest of the story. All right, Jay, go ahead.
Hey, Todd, you've seen Elijah do some really cool things. From your perspective, tell me about, what was your mind when Rod Smith chose Elijah the SLM Manager of the Year?
We thought it was super cool for reasons. One, Rod has been a very good to us. He actually videoed our wedding in 1990, so we've known Rod since then. Kind of cool when he contacted me about anytime when he contacted me, it was just an article about, said they were doing some stories about some managers and wanted to include Elijah in that. So I really had no idea. And but then also the cool part was the timing of it. World Syndrome Day is March 20th because Down syndrome is 3 copies of the 20 zone. And the fact that I can't remember the article, I think came out like what was around the 14th or something. And so the timing was really cool, and that were going on that Elijah was involved in. So we could not have been more excited for those reasons, plus the fact of just being, a proud dad. At our house, though, we call it the Elijah Mayfield show. It's kind of, I played the dad on the Elijah Mayfield show.
That's great. That is great. Elijah, one thing I appreciate about you, and just whenever I see you, just like right now, there's just a smile on your face all the time. Where does that come from, Elijah? Just tell us about why do you enjoy life so much?
How does it like it so much that I have that smile that I do a lot. It makes me think about God and tell me how much God has in my life. But it's a great opportunity, and I'm so happy.
That's awesome. And you got Derek Spicer. He's making new 4th Ward City Councilman. Derek Spicer. Elijah, looking good, brother.
Thank you,
Derek.
Thank you, buddy.
Derek, first off, isn't it crazy how good Elijah and Todd look? Man, they look so in here looking like a bum. Like I didn't step up my fact.
Well, I didn't either, so don't feel bad. Towser made a comment, way to go, Elijah, of you. So that's great. You got a lot of people that really appreciate you and love you. Speaking of that, I'm going to quickly follow up with another question, Elijah. Tell us about your mom and your sister, how special they are to you.
My mom is super special. Her so very close. Sometimes she is a pain in my butt, but other than that, mom, she's very special. I love her. Mom, if you are watching, I love you. My sister Hannah, in my life, she means a lot to me as my sister. She's the most I had in my entire life.
That's great. And you hear, but I'm going to repeat what he said, so that's good.
Pain in the butt, baby. I love it.
Hey, Spicer said you're definitely underdressed, so hey, that's all right. It's all right. We'll go with it. Not the star of the program tonight. It's Elijah and Todd, so we'll go with that. All right. Hey, this is bringing us to our first break. We're going to see our first sponsor, and then we'll be back with some more clear short. So this has been good. So guys, we're excited for more to come. So here we go with CNS Services.
Hi, I'm Paula Benny with CNS Business Services. If you're looking for office work, CNS has a wide variety of positions, whether data entry, executive, administrative, and a lot of customer service positions. CNS has a wide variety of labor positions. Whether you're looking for a welding position, a forklift position, or just production, we have numerous openings. Contact CNS Business Services started.
Say yes to Well, speaking of CNS businesses, they were just voted #1 by Reader's Choice for hiring services. So they've done a fantastic job placing people in different jobs throughout mid-Missouri. So they're very deserving of that. So congratulations to Paula and her team. There's somebody making it here real quick, and it is Brad Dempsey. Brad Dempsey was the athletic director when I first started doing Sports Locker at Helias, and a good man, and he wanted to make sure that you knew your good job, buddy boy. There you go.
Thank you, Brad.
Jay, go ahead and start off this second segment.
Awesome. So Elijah has been a member for the Blue Tigers men's basketball team for several years now. Tell us about his role on the team, what he means to you, the players, and the university.
It's my comment. Brad Dempsey's the reason to make over to Lincoln. And I know when I got to a lot of Helias' basketball games, I always knew who he was way before he knew who I was. And so I mentioned the possibility of adding a larger program. I certainly jumped at the chance to do so. From the outside, many people think that we are doing Elijah a favor by allowing him to be a part of our program, when in fact it's the exact opposite. You know, Elijah does for our program. Day-to-day basis, he gets things ready for practice. He runs the clock during our practices. It's something that early in his tenure, he certainly struggled with a little bit, and then he showed so much perseverance to stay at it and stay after that so much better, because running a shot clock is difficult for anyone. I mean, there's so many different factors that go into whether or not it's reset, but I've been very proud of how hard to make sure he got better. And then he does after practice. I mean, he stays many nights and does our laundry. After games, Todd gets a chance to go hang out with me or go home for a few minutes. Elijah stays there and does laundry. And sometimes until after midnight. It just depends on what night of the week it is. And so it's forced me, he didn't even know it yet. The big side is we bought an extra dryer to cut his time down in half beginning next season. So that's like a special gift. It's exclusive. We're announcing it now on one. And so we're so thankful for all that. Much of what he does goes unnoticed. One of the most fun things that he does for me is obviously he's in the governor's office. He's seen the governor's security detail. And so for me as a head coach to have my own personal security escort me to and from the court, it's quite, and it's been just so much fun watching him grow as a person during this time.
That's great. Yeah, that security detail, that's pretty awesome. Jay, do you get your job?
No, I don't get my job. And you know, Dad, before you go into your next question, I do want to say this. So I've known Todd for a long time. When I was a high schooler, after Todd was around, and always, what does Todd do at the Capitol? He would have these like secret agent earbuds in, and we were like, "It is like one of the most important people there," and I know it. You would ask, "What do you do?" And he's like, "If I tell you, I have to kill you." So I'm very excited. You're going to ask him, but I'm afraid the answer is going to be, I can't tell you what I do. Let me just talk about Elijah. So I will see.
That's great. Hey, before I do that, though, I'm going to lower suspense. Derek Spicer said, John Moseley is one of the best things to happen to the city of Jefferson, and we would have to agree on that. So well said, Derek.
Amen.
All right. Hey, Todd, so
Right.
what do you do at the Capitol? And how did Elijah started up there?
Well, actually, I just came back to the Capitol just recently. I've been with the state government it'll be 30 years coming up this summer. But I was in IT for up until just a couple years ago when Elijah actually had a job in the Capitol. But I was very blessed over my IT career to get to work for a few different people. I went in the governor's office from 2001 to 2007, but I was just assigned to them as their IT person. And but it was pretty cool because I was treated like a member of the governor's staff and good order, the things that come with that. And to wear a lot of different hats while I was there. And a lot young at the time. And actually, the reason I got that job was probably because of Elijah as well. But I have pictures of Elijah in the governor's office when he was 2 years old. It's I'm holding him, and it's Governor Carnahan and Elijah and me. And at 2 years old, that was already the second time he'd got me in the governor's office. I grew up around and then I used to work for state government a long time and had never seen me inside of it. So Elijah came along and got me in. But anyway, so somewhere during that time, I started. Actually, it was Matt Blunt. His first day of the state asked me to run the tele for him, and I got sad. I think I'm the only person dumb enough to admit I know how to operate it, and so I still run. I just did my 17th state of dispatch. Through that process, you spend time with the governor and you rehearse and stuff. He would come with me and help me set up, and so he got to know Governor Blunt, and then really got Governor Nixon. Actually, on Elijah's 13th birthday was when he was in the governor's office, and we helped him practice for the state. And at 13, his fourth sitting governor, he'd been within the governor's office already. And all I did was getting there. He did all the rest. I was doing job, and he was politicking at that young age. And Jay hit, and they would visit other events and things, and Elijah's advocacy work at that time. And anyway, Governor Nixon asked, he said, it goes, Elijah, I don't know what you're planning on doing after high school. I'd love for you to come to work for me someday. And I thought, how cool for a governor to say that about your kid, let alone your kid, with that has Down syndrome. It seemed, and so I thought, even if nothing ever came of that, that was just really a thing. And I'll be darned if, like, a few months after Elijah graduated school, I get a call one day, this guy, and he says, Todd, the governor tells me he's been talking to Elijah about a job. And I thought he would give me the, we really can't do that speech, kind of. He said, I wanted to meet and ask you, a few questions about Elijah and kind of, and they came up with this created a deputy position for their office. And they purposely wanted a job that was high visibility to emphasize that individuals with special needs, intellectual disabilities, could fulfill a role given the right opportunities and supports. And Governor Nixon, to his credit, he was very adamant about that. And so it was super cool. Elijah got to go to work. They trained him and take him anytime where he was a fixture around the Capitol. And we thought at the end of the term that it was for a short time. Jay was turned out, and so that was really cool. He got to work in the governor's office and then Elijah ended up meeting Eric Greitens at an event actually Elijah was asked to be an escort for him for an event there. And that was the first time they met. And Moseley can appreciate this because he knows Elijah better than a lot of people. Elijah got to go in the mansion with the governor and first lady alone for like 15 minutes. I'm standing outside because as good as he seems, he's like Forrest Gump. You never know what's going to come out of this kid's mouth. Live stuff like this scares me to death, but I'm sweating. But him and Governor Greitens hit it off. Elijah mentioned to Governor Greitens that he had worked in the governor's office. Greitens came out, found me, and said, I want him to come to work for me this week if he can. And did that. And then when at the end of Governor term, when Elijah was good for Governor Greitens, a lot of really cool things, appointed Elijah to the Governor's Council on Disability. But when it came to the end of Governor Greitens' term, Elijah went down the hall and introduced himself to the Lieutenant Governor, Mike Parson, at the administrative assistant. And he just said, hey, I want to make myself available. And so Elijah introduced, after he got that job, he introduced me to Governor Parson. Before Elijah introduced me, which was kind of cool. And then a couple months after that, Elijah got in the Lieutenant Governor's office. And so was working with Mike Kehoe, which we've known for a long time because of his work and when he was the car dealer, he did a lot of stuff with United Way, co-chaired their campaign, 2 different groups, paving up a year of your life and help raise money. And the Special Learning is a United Way partner agency, and that went from birth to, and that place, if I'd encourage anybody or don't know about the Special Learning Center for that once COVID and everything dies down, to schedule it to out there and check the place out. And we are incredibly blessed as a community our size to have a place like the Special Learning Center. And so anyway, that is a very long story about what Elijah Capital and how we got here. But it's early on, Elijah to do that had it not been for sportsmen, to learn the work ethic and job skills and have the role models, the athletes, themselves and their work ethic. and then some good coaching. And it's just super cool then that Elijah's being able to use his experience to get to do it now at the collegiate level with someone like Coach is. We don't take those things lightly. We know it's a lot of work and a lot of effort part, but it is a tremendous opportunity that not very many people, typical people, get to have, but especially in those special. And so can't say enough about how blessed we are. Blessed I am, a parent, and to have our community and folks like yourselves and folks like Coach Moseley and Elijah.
Well, he's made a big impact on a lot of people. John Binky made a comment. Awesome accomplishment, Elijah. Congratulations, John. Keep Jesus first, and everything else will continue into place. And then here's another important one from Terry Hanmore. Elijah and Todd, this is Grandma Carol and Grandpa Terry, and we know that you are the greatest.
Thank you, Grandma. Grandpa. Love you.
All right. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. All right, Jake, to the next.
Elijah, man. So after all that your dad said, you've met some really cool people. Like, I want to hear about your relationship with Governor Parson, with Governor Kehoe, and then anyone else on Florida, Elijah.
Well, for me, since I met Governor Parson, super good guy. Me and him close relationship. He's the right man for the job. It's super cool. Me and the Governor Parson. He means a lot to me, and he's a pretty cool guy. For Mike Kehoe, my dad's boss. He's a very awesome guy. I actually know Mike Kehoe since I was only 5 years old. That's how I met Mike. Super good guy in my family. He had a farm, and so he asked me to work down there this December at his farm. It's so cool. Two people for our state of Missouri, and I know that do a lot of great things.
Well, I think you've also had many selfies taken with the mayor, right? Mayor Carrie Turgeon. I've seen those.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and her, we have a very close relationship. I even have her phone number in my phone, so we text back and forth. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, that is awesome. It's almost like the bat phone. I mean, right to her, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, good. Hey, also, there are people that you've met that have been very and impacting you. A guy that used to play for the St. Louis Cardinals by the name of Albert Pujols. Talk about him and anybody else that you've met.
Me and Albert have a very close relationship. He has St. Louis called the Pujols Family Foundation. It's a great foundation in St. Louis. He's a pretty amazing guy. He plays baseball still. This year is his final contract with baseball. This is his year. Will be a part with Albert and his foundation in St. Louis. There's a lot of people I met before. A lot of managers, Mike Matheny, Tony La. I met the as I mentioned for staying in the middle. I met him, so that's pretty cool. At some kind of event in St. Louis, and there's a lot of people I met, but one he's a very tall guy named Shaq O'Neal. I met him actually. One of the I saw his size 24 size shoe. So that's pretty cool. And I got a picture with him and covered my entire shoulder. It's still cool to meet a lot of famous people.
Very good. Hey, you've got some more people again weighing in here. Melanie Morton Porter said she met you, Elijah, but she's always admired you and your amazing spirit. And then also Robin Moses, Aunt Robin, think you're awesome, Elijah. So there you go.
Thank you, Aunt Robin. Love you.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead and have a break for our next sponsor, and then we'll come back for our last. This has been fun, guys. Good job, Elijah. We've loved having you on here. So we'll be right to do this message from Diesel Power. Diesel Power Plus. They've had a lot going on out there over the last few weeks and this year in total. But a couple of weeks ago on Saturday, they had 155 trucks come out there to Highway 50 and Highway 87 Crossroads Shopping Center. And man, it was a sight to behold. If you get a chance, look on their Facebook page. You can see the light show that they had in the evening with all the trucks lit up. That was pretty awesome. If you like ice cream, Jay, do you like ice cream?
Love it.
Do you like ice cream?
Absolutely.
Good.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you guys too. I like ice cream too. Well, they've got a place out there at their shopping center. It's called the Dairy Barn, and they've got some incredible stuff out there. A chance, pop in there. And Ashley Rissler at Crossroads Shopping Center, Diesel Power Plus. All right. Hey, my sister popped on, and she says, "What a true inspiration you are." So that's my sister way out there from Salina, Kansas, saying hello. All right, Jay, go ahead and go on to the next one.
All right, Todd. When people hear the word Down syndrome, it means difference to a lot of different people. Hi, Mom. I just saw you popped on. I want to hear about how you came to the decision that you weren't let limitation hold Elijah back, and how you guys have always pushed him, to just give it his all. Talk about that.
We have been incredibly blessed for sure. And our beyond, we learned that and we were guilty of it as well. The stereotypes when Down syndrome, we typically instantly negative is the best way to put it. But we very on that not those stereotypes were not accurate. And when Elijah was just an infant, we wanted to do everything in our power to raise the positive public awareness about individuals with Down syndrome and what they could do, and had no idea how that Elijah would be the Elijah Mayfield show. But we very early on someone told us that was to help Elijah fullest, whatever that is, and I got to say 90% of the credit goes to his mom. What we call Pam at our house, but we refer to her as the Hammer. Pam has always had very high expectations for Elijah and has held him to a pretty tough standard. But all we did was we expected him to act right, and behave, what we expect anybody. But then we wanted to be able to take him places and to meet people, and we wanted him to get as much input as possible and be in the eye and to be just in the key. And so we had the opportunities to volunteer at Special Learning Center or to go speak for the day. And we just took Elijah along, and we wanted as many people as possible to get to meet him and to get to experience as many different types of things. And so that's wasn't like anything. We just Pam would say we treated him like anybody would treat their kid, and also our faith was huge as well in the process, and we had a lot of church family and folks that we that this was something special. I guess we knew it wasn't going to be as much. I don't say I don't want to cry. Anyway. We had been blessed with something very, very special, and it took us a little bit to come around to that and to realize. But I tell people, our life wouldn't trade Elijah his for anything in the world. The blessings have far, far, far outweighed the challenges. Not that there weren't challenges, but the blessings have been phenomenal.
Well, Todd, I've known you for a long time, and I can truly say that you have raised a young man with love. And just tell us a little bit what's special about him and what makes you the most proud.
His heart, I think Coach should tell you that as well. I mean, Elijah's got more than anybody I know. He's also can be the biggest pain and wear you out completely. But his heart and his genuineness, you can't fake anything typically. He's what you get, but his ability just to lean in and hug somebody, and people that I would be like, scared to death that, if somebody looks like they're having a bad day, looks, they just need a hug. And this prior, COVID, even I was not that guy. I think it's the right thing, but I'm not going to step. Elijah doesn't care. He didn't care who it is, but he genuinely means not and he's had a knack since he was little to kind of find us on the fringe and that needed some uplift, and he's never been scared to go up and grab him by the hand, look him in, and tell him he loves him, and I don't know, pretty that's him. We haven't, he's taught us that, I guess what I'm trying to say. It's something we can take credit for. So that's probably the thing I'm the most, that and his work ethic, he circles around me.
That's awesome. I remember a time, and he's done this. I've known him, said, "Hey, buddy," that kind of thing. But when we were doing, it was at the Elias and JC Bay game. You were the manager at that for the ball game there for Elias, and we were selling magazines. We just started the magazine, and I remember you walked by the dugout. You looked over at me, Elijah, and you go, "Hey, buddy." That caught me perfectly. It was awesome. That bright night. So that was very cool. We were trying things together and done, but all it took was a "hey, buddy," and I was good to go. Great. All right, Jay, you go ahead.
Coach Moseley, you've had a special place in your heart to inspire and give opportunity to many people, like what Todd was saying, he might have limits. So tell us why it means so much to you, and show us about some of the people who acted your.
I used to love people for who they are, and sometimes they can be hard to love. Elijah's certainly not in that case. Young people with Down syndrome have played an important in my life. Day high school, my best friend and I, every day, junior year, we had a young man that sat with us every day and ate lunch, and he had Down syndrome. I went to college, former head coach at the university where I went to at East Carolina. Mike Steele, he had a son named Drew Steele who had Down syndrome, who just, for when we just took a liking to one another. And there in Greenville, North Carolina, is the Drew Steele Center. He's had an impact, and that much like Elijah has here in Jefferson City. And so, I think the big thing is just to love people. You never know whether it's an individual with special needs or just anyone else. I think we all have something to offer to this world if we're willing to live out our purpose. And it's just been watch Elijah interact with our players. He leaves us with such a perspective. I coach a competitive sport, and you're often you're either after or disappointed after a lot. Elijah's an everyday reminder for just how precious life is. And though I'm extremely competitive, I can tell you, and for me, there's a lot more important than winning a basketball game. And so hopefully our players are learning lessons that they'll carry back to their communities when they're done playing. Again, Elijah does so much for our program. He's a leader, and he serves so many of us in different ways. It's a joy. During the quarantine, I stay about, I think, exactly 1 mile from Elijah. And Pam and Elijah would evening walks, and that became like a nightly tradition. And usually he'll text me when he gets close. Some nights he walks by himself, and I try to join him if I can or walk. I mean, I had to teach him that he's got to at least ring the doorbell because he'll just walk in the house. And he's fun. And but he's, again, I absolutely love him as a person. I confess that he has been a part of our life now for the past 4 years. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for both of us. And I've often joked with and Elijah, if for some reason we took on Jefferson City, he thinks Pam would let him move with me. He thinks that's how close we are. The Hammer may have something different to say. But he and I both hope that we don't have to worry about that at any point anyway. But he's truly a blessing. The smile, he's going to smile right now just because I said it, but that smile is a milk smile. And regardless of how bad your day is. Now, at the time when you see that smile, I've seen that smile turned upside down. And when he's sad or when he's frustrated, he comes in my office and he gets it going to the south. And so I do. I think Elijah and I have a real relationship, and I know him very well. Pam doesn't like the double stuffed Oreos, so we have to hide that from her. Every now and then, Pam, just every now and then. But Chili Mac, I take him on a road trip, and he likes pancakes. He likes Chili Mac. He only likes Kraft macaronis, and I've mistaken by going to a nice restaurant and getting him what I think is gourmet mac and cheese. Good enough for Elijah. We have to stop. We have to stop somewhere to sell macaroni and cheese, and then he can destroy that. But we do. It's been such a joy for me to be a part of the Elijah Mayfield Show Extra.
That's hey coach. One thing real quick. How's Crystal doing?
Crystal's doing great. She's just over 6 weeks out of transplant, and on yesterday she ran 2.5 miles while Jillian and I were playing, and then she joined us and played some tennis. So it's again such an amazing story to sit back as her husband and watch her. Ran 2 miles 2 days before transplant. She's taken such good care of herself. I'm very proud of her. And in the midst of all that, she defended her nation. And so probably the person I'm most proud of is she and I both will graduate from the university with our doctorates. And it's been a roller coaster ride since December for our personal lives. But man, we see the finish line, and we have a journey got to include her and get to graduate together. It's really special for me.
I know there was a lot of people praying for her and cheering you guys on. So that's just good. So I wanted to have an update for people on that. Elijah, man, big sports fan, right?
Yes, I'm a very, very huge sports fan.
Big, huge is bigger than big, so that's good. Tell us some of your moments with Hus and with Lincoln University, as far as maybe a particular game that you really got into and loved.
They meant a lot to me to be of that legalized. They meant a lot to me, and with the I always like Elias versus JC game. It's one of the special games that I like. I have a friend who went to over there. I actually went to church with him. And I be part of that cool for there's a lot of special games I like, but I won't mention it now because this is kind of a short fixed thing that we're doing. It's a great opportunity from Elias. In 2017, I went over to Lincoln University program. Opportunity, and it's I love it.
Good, very good. Jay, you got another one?
Yeah. So, you've done this amazing stuff. I'm curious, what's next for the Elijah Mayfield Show? What else are you to accomplish?
Well, my dad and I have been talking. And we start a YouTube channel to have cameras follow me around, because there's a lot of funny stuff I would say, and so it's so cool. And in 2016, I was named South Africa of the Year. They picked one female and male of the entire country, and I was picked. And that was cool, and so I love it, Jay.
And
That's awesome.
he's also got a life project he's working on with a friend, and going to be doing some kind of coaching and things.
Yes.
And he just started this past week volunteering at Learning Center, come with Special Learning Center,
That's
help
amazing. That's
with some projects as well.
That's very good. Well, I would subscribe to your. I'd watch. I'd have to see.
Oh yeah.
I'd have to see some of it. Very good. Hey, Coach. You've made the decision to be involved in people's lives and helping to develop people. Those that are watching this interview, take important first step to make a difference in the lives of other people.
I mean, the biggest first step is just to care, and not to be afraid to be around people that don't think like, don't look like you, or may believe in something that a little bit different from what you believe in. Uh, when we grow is when we get outside of our comfort zones, and so the biggest thing is not to be take the fuck in. Um, as much as I love Elijah, I have such a respect for Todd and Pam. They have raised not only Elijah but Hannah. They've raised great kids, and so I'm thankful. I came from parents like Todd and Pam that taught us wrong and to care about, to love, and to my mom would talk to anybody. She would have had friends, so many friends in Jefferson City. There wouldn't be many people wouldn't know if had she been alive when I got out here, and so I was blessed with that to just not be afraid to talk to people. I'm not necessarily going to go up and hug them like a dog, have a conversation. And everybody has a story. And so if you're willing to just engage in conversation and be willing to listen, we all have to offer. There's enough programs in society that want to tell us what our differences are, but we have a lot more in common than what we want to talk about. And all of us just want respect and to be cared about and to be cared for. And if we do that, we could cancel out a lot of the problems that you see on television if you take time to turn on the news, which I don't, because it's just so negative. It's stories like Elijah's that are just so positive. And think about all the community if we these positive stories and amplify them to the degree in which we sell them. And, man, that's a long answer, but it's just a matter of getting outside of yourself and the first step to talk.
Yep, it's loving others before yourself. That's and you all do a fantastic job of that, and I'm very thankful to know every single one of you. And we have just blown through this time, so I'm going to ask the last question here, and we'll close the program. We could go long, but Jay, ready?
You got it. So Todd, you to the viewers, to the people watching, what do you get those who are watching, and if they want to someone like Elijah or some form of a special need, what can they do to feel loved and wanted? Because you've done a phenomenal job. So I'd love for you to give advice to people watching the show.
Yeah. I always encourage people to not wait so long to understand and that's to say because we have a lot. It's hard for me to speak to say, but most parents that I've taught have special needs, and especially as they've grown older, as the kids grow up, the blessings far outweigh the struggles. And my heart breaks for new parents when they first find, because I know how the feelings there. I always assure them and promise them that they have been blessed, and that they come to that region sooner than later, so they don't miss out. And encourage families to get their kids involved, to be involved in the community, to show up, to be seen, and get to know people. And I think that's the best. It takes a community, I believe, and we've been blessed with a great community that is part of our lives now, because of Elijah. And my encouragement to young families is get out there and get their kid involved in the community.
That's great. Absolutely. Well, this has been awesome. Great conversation, great interview, and great job, Elijah Mayfield. We love and appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you to everyone who's watching. My family too, as well as you watching. So thank you guys for watching.
All right. Well, guys, if you guys will hold on for just a moment as I give Jay the final word, we'll close out. But Brad Dempsey, awesome stuff. God bless. So thank you, Brad. We'll be right back. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Jay, let's go ahead and have that final word, okay?
Oh, man, you got it. What an incredible – I knew it was going to be so – I won't lie. I was exhausted today. I've been up since 1:30 in the morning. I was not able to sleep well. I'm tired. but I knew I had to bring the energy. And as soon as I saw Elijah on the screen, my adrenaline rose, my spirit rose, just ready to rock and roll. So, obviously, Coach Moseley, thank you. You are a huge inspiration. You do so much for the community, and we are so thankful for you. Todd, I just want to say, you know, you and Pam have done such an awesome, like everyone says, raising Hannah, and the love. I was always jealous in high school watching the love that you had for Elijah, because I jealous because I didn't have that. I didn't have a dad to love on me and to me up, and it was always something that I had desired. And so you just, I say jealous, but you inspire me like just this unbelievable way to father someone, and it was an inspiration. So I just want to thank you for that. Even people like me, just a high school youth, like I noticed, and I know so many other people do too, and it's just been an honor to know you and your family. And then obviously, Elijah, you are the Elijah Mayfield show. I love that. I love that Todd shared that. I can't wait to subscribe to your YouTube channel. I can't watch Todd sweating. You know what you're gonna say next. So I mean, you just you, buddy, and keep rocking on and living life. This was awesome. My heart is full. My spirit is full. So Sports Locker Nation, One Nation, you guys are just eating all this up like I did. If you want to keep getting like this every week, like our post, share it, comment, and just spread the word, so that way we can keep bringing on awesome people like Elijah Mayfield. I love you guys, and God bless.
God bless you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining.